Hi everyone, Morten Aastad here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a video that initially was just going to be me showing a few records that I bought a couple of days ago. But because one of those records alludes to something that's been going on, I suppose with me in a slight sense about things going on with me in a much broader sense, I thought I would begin this video with a little video. Kjære Skagen. So, as many of you know, I consider myself a Scandinavian, a Norwegian citizen, but also part Danish, which is a huge, huge part of my life, and of course also part Swedish because my mother was born there. Over the last few years, for the last 30 years actually, I have owned a home in Denmark. My Danish connections are, too long to get into here, but Denmark has always been a very strong part of my life with my culturally and language. I've always felt that I was pulled in either direction as either a Norwegian or a Dane. Linguistically, I often, I live on my own, and sometimes I will talk to myself loudly in one of my languages, in part to keep them up, in part because, for example, I've been in Norway for a long time and I miss Denmark, and sometimes I always will even dive into speaking Swedish for a while to myself, or thinking Swedish or Norwegian or Danish or English for that matter quite a bit. So 30 years ago in September, it'll be 30 years ago, my dad died, and I was in my early 20s, and I actually got accepted to the European Film College in Ebeltoft the day, I think it was the day I got the news that my dad had died. And I asked them right there and there, can you please, defer me to next year? And because my dad died today, and they said yes, so they did. So I started a process of selling my dad's flat. My dad had a business that I sort of managed to get out of the way, and had someone else take over. And my education plans hadn't really panned out. I was not good enough for a university in Norway, but I did get accepted to some universities in England, as actually UK, because one of them was in Swansea in Wales. Me in Wales. But they wouldn't give me a loan, and my dad was sick and basically dying, so that went out of the window. So I moved to Denmark. I bought a little flat here in Oslo that is the one I'm sitting in now, and I started living in Denmark for various reasons, other than going to school. I also lived for a while in Copenhagen, and I ended up working in tourism, and I started renting out my house to tourists, apart from the place you've seen in my videos. And then I moved back to Norway after 7 years. Unfortunately, not asking to become a Danish citizen in time, because back then you were not allowed to be a dual citizen in Norway, and you weren't allowed to be one in Denmark either. And then back in Norway, I took an education in tourism management, and I ended up working after a couple of smaller jobs at the airport for a while. And then I moved on to working where I am now, which is public service for the Greater Oslo public transport system. A job that I gradually started to like. I was upfront with the customers. I was in a customer center. They hired me because of my language skills and my tourism, diploma or whatever you call it, and of course my years also working with tourists in Denmark. Because they had a lot of tourists come into the customer center, because it's right there smack in the middle of the city, near to the train station. So long story short, I really did fall into that job. I did have to supplement, expenses for my place in Denmark with parts of my pay, even though I was renting out. The renting company that rented out my house for me took money, etc., etc. And I could not keep up with maintenance as much as I would like. And then the next thing hit, and that was COVID. My health, after I actually managed to get better health for quite a while, and personal things happened. People I was very fond of passed away. I don't have family except my dear half brother, but he has his things to deal with, and I never found that one person. I went to Australia in the year 2000, and I was hoping I'd finally found love, and she broke up with me down there in Australia, and I had to go home from that. So many experiences, but the COVID came, and then the Norwegian krone, our currency, started nosediving compared to Danish kroner. So every time I would save up and send money down to Denmark, 40% of that money would evaporate because of that. Canadians will probably understand what I'm saying. So the last couple of years, I've been on sick leave, and that has also put a dent in my income. And I've had health issues because, well, obviously, or I wouldn't be on sick leave. Part of them because of weight gain, part of them because of depression, I guess. Finally dealing with that. Part of worry all the time, being alone, and being very, very much very alone, and thinking that, words like I spent my life, and you're seeing these news things about lonely, middle-aged, older men, never got a family, being found after months lying dead in their apartment. That kind of thing started really. So over New Year's, I really hit the wall hard. I was in Denmark trying to celebrate Christmas, and finally back in Norway, I spoke to a dear friend of mine, and she kind of made me realize that I had to give something up, and I had to give up Denmark. So I've been speaking with my doctor and everything, and I'm going to start processes here in Norway that I can't really expect Denmark to provide, since I would have to move there as an unemployed person. So I decided to sever my ties, I suppose, with a very big part of my person and my life and my existence, and that is Denmark. And for any one of you guys in the vinyl community who might have commented and maybe sent me some private messages about maybe how I've looked looked or seemed in some of my videos, I want to thank you so much. It's really helped to know that there are people who care there, and people who actually said to me that they care. So a couple of weeks ago I went down to Skagen, and I talked to several real estate agents, and I decided to go for one. And then on Thursday, week ago today, I signed papers to start the process of selling my home, which, you know, starts a whole another set of worries. So I went back to Oslo and Norway on Friday, and then immediately on Saturday I went out of Oslo and went to a record fair. Now, of course, my money problems aren't solved overnight, and I shouldn't be spending money on records. But you know, I haven't had a beer since December 2023, and I gotta get some sort of comfort from somewhere, I thought. So I went there and I bought a couple of records, and I've shown you those in a video. But I then went on to into the city and got some coffee, and I went to my favorite record store, or almost our only proper record store here in Oslo, Big Dipper, and I picked up a few things. One of them you've already seen because I made a separate video about that, but one of the records I've already opened because I wanted to listen to it before, and the third one I haven't opened yet. And that's the record that might also connect into this in some ways. If you watch my Aalborg video, I also did I made a thing out of buying some Danish music, and this is kind of the reason for that. I'm feeling that I'm giving up my Danishness. Jeg kommer, som om jeg aldrig nogensinde skal tage hjem til Danmark mere. I'm never gonna go home to Denmark anymore. Some kind of thing like that. But anyway, I want to show you those records, and maybe you could hear something from one of them. Of course, one of them I've already shown, and that was the the half-speed master of Venus and Mars. Must be said, I went there going for these three specific records because Big Dipper, you can follow them if you want to listen to some Norwegian speak, of course. I follow them on YouTube and watch their Friday programs where they show all the new records that they gotten in. So this was definitely one of them, and you could see my Paul McCartney unboxing of this, if you like, in another video. The other one that I bought was, and still is, and I've already opened it. It's the new record by My Morning Jacket. It's called, what's it called? Is? Yeah, which probably means is, but in Norwegian it means ice cream, and in Danish as well. So yeah, not in Swedish. In Swedish, is glass. So. The funny thing is I opened it so I could listen to it before the video, but I haven't done that yet. So you'll see this hype sticker type thing. I saved it because it's the only place you see the title of the record. And it's got this in it. And we have lyrics on the inside. My Morning Jacket's been getting a lot of traction this past week in the vinyl community because of Rob Walker's A to Z video. So in most videos, not mine because I showed a Danish record starting with the letter Ö, Z by My Morning Jacket was shown, and in mine as well. And then we got a very nice looking inner sleeve, even though, of course, you know, I should take like a 3-month break from buying records and just buying these proper, rice paper inner sleeves. So there you have that one. Now, this record, and of course I should have looked this up and read up about them before making this video, and then I plumb forgot. But on Friday evening when I got back from Denmark, you know, I was feeling all empty inside. I felt like, sort of that I achieved something and I'd done something that I had to do, and good for me and all that hoopla. But when I saw Big Dipper telling that they gotten a Danish record, I said, yes, I need to get something Danish, to show the world that I'm not giving up on Denmark. And of course, my dream is that I get enough money for the house and can put that aside, and then later on, when I can actually retire, I could sell my place here in Norway. Hopefully then, the Norwegian kroner and the Danish kroner will have sort of approached each other again. I don't expect Norway to have joined the European Union, or Norway or Denmark by that time, which isn't that far into the future, I suppose, having ditched the kroner for the euro, but you never know. But anyway, I bought Spids Nøgenhat, Kommer med Fred, which is this record here. Quickly about Spids Nøgenhat. Spids Nøgenhat is named for the Liberty Cap, or Psilocybe semilancetea. It's a psychedelic mushroom. Spids Nøgenhat is a psychedelic rock band from Copenhagen, fronted by Uffe Lorentzen, alias Lorenzo Woodrose, known from Baby Woodrose. And it's so the band had released a debut album in Mærkelig Kop Te, A Strange Cup of Tea, back in 2001. They were largely unknown until a national breakthrough in 2011, after a late night performance at the Roskilde Music Festival. And something about which became one of the most talked about shows, that hours after the concert into the early morning, people chanted the words from the chorus of the last song. Er vi de sidste her på jorden? Are we the last people on earth? And a live LP was released that following year. And their second album, Kommer med Fred, which is this one, in 2013, received considerable national airplay in Denmark, and the LP charted on the top 20 list. Now, I was told about this album, I think, by my friend Casper, who I got to know through the Untapped beer app, because of some other people that he knew. And the sister, or, well, brother, of that person actually is the one who sent me this, because this is a single A minor league baseball team named the Hops, from, oh, I forgot the name of the town now, sorry, I think it's west of Portland, where I was many years ago, and dearly wish I could have gone back. And I was sort of hoping to maybe, if I've sold my house and everything and my health got better, I would go back to Oregon and maybe and Washington, and maybe sometime this year or next year. But I will not be going back to America, unfortunately, for the foreseeable future. But maybe some of you in the vinyl community will ask me to come visit them in Canada. Yeah, baby steps, Morten. Let's go on a trip, I don't know, to Sweden, or people say, yeah, you should, now you're not going to be in Denmark all the time. Maybe you should finally get around to discovering your own country, Morten. What, Sweden? No, Norway. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'll go to look for record shops in Trondheim and Stavanger. Well, I've never been to Stavanger. Shame on me. Anyway, so that's that part. But Casper told me, by the way, he's a brewer now and makes beers for Casper Brew Co. So if you're ever in Scandinavia, and particularly in Denmark, make sure to look up that. They make fantastic craft beer and drink all the beers that I won't say can't drink anymore, but I don't. So yeah, because these things do cost quite a bit of money. So yeah, Spis Nøgenhat, kommer med fred. So the track you hopefully just heard is the one that I've been playing over and over again since Casper introduced me to them, and it's on one of my playlists, and it's Lolland Falster, and I hope you enjoy that. And let's just have a look at this record so that I can play it as well. The magic of editing. So there we are. Love the artwork. I've seen things that look a bit like this. Looks a bit like that black demon character in that show by Matt Groening. No, not The Simpsons or Futurama. That other show. So yeah, and it's a gatefold. So we have lyrics and people who look very much like they belong in this band. Inner sleeve of the kind we do like. And the record has a color that seems to be fitting with the style of the band. So, guys, I hope that you are okay with me offering up and revealing a little bit about how things have been, are and are going to be for me. It's a very earth-moving, earth-shattering thing for my life, and I'm just a one guy show, one guy deal. So I got a lot of things. I do have some near friends here in Oslo who are a very big support to me. But things are very much a struggle ahead, and hopefully some achievements ahead. But I have to try and keep asking and keep telling people, and trying to get the help that I need in for a lot of these various things that I'm going to be doing. Because I am a one-man show and I don't have that many other people to lean on. And that was also part of my decision not to sell here and move to Denmark, which was my dream. The value of selling this place is good. I don't owe any money on my flat here. but most of that money would be eaten up by the currency exchange, and a lot of things I have to spend money on in Denmark immediately and then in the future, and so that was also a very strong part of my decision, but also because I don't really have any close friends near where I usually live in Denmark. They are all up here in Norway, and I didn't feel like giving them up or being away from them or being away from my doctor. So it's what I have to do, and I hope you guys are okay with me telling you. And that's the way it is. So guys, you don't have to leave a comment. I love comments if they are kind and nice. Some of you are my Facebook friends, so we could I wouldn't mind a little message about hope you're well and all that kind of stuff. And don't send airplane tickets just yet. I have to get no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, guys, Thursday weekend is coming up, which means jack all to me. But I wish you a very good weekend. I hope to see you soon in another video. Bye.